Welcome back to Grade 7 Mathematics. In this lesson, we'll explore fractions, decimals, and percentages, three different ways of describing a part of a whole. By the end, you'll compare them, calculate with them, and move smoothly between all three forms. Here is our plan for the lesson. We'll begin with the meaning of a fraction, then build equivalent fractions and write them in simplest form. We'll compare and order fractions and carry out all four operations on them. After that, we'll turn to decimals and finish by finding percentages of everyday quantities. Let's start with the meaning of a fraction. A fraction names equal parts of a whole. Picture a chocolate bar divided into 4 equal pieces. If we take 3 of those pieces, we have 3/4. The number on top, the numerator, tells how many parts we take. The number underneath, the denominator, tells how many equal parts make the whole. So, the whole only matters when its parts are equal. Once we understand one fraction, we can find others equal to it. 2 fractions are equivalent when they describe the same amount. If we multiply the top and bottom by the same number, the value stays the same. So 1/2 equals 2/4, which equals 4/8. Each one is the same amount, shown in a different number of equal pieces. To go the other way, we simplify. 6/8 dividing top and bottom by 2 becomes 3/4. We divide by the highest common factor of the two numbers. 3/4 is in simplest form because 3 and 4 share no factor larger than 1. Now, how do we tell which of two fractions is larger? When the pieces are different sizes, we rewrite them with a common denominator. Compare 2/3 and 3/5. A common denominator for 3 and 5 is 15. 2/3 becomes 10/15, and 3/5 becomes 9/15. Now the pieces are the same size, so we compare the tops. 10/15 is greater than 9/15, so 2/3 is greater than 3/5. To order several fractions, we give them all the same denominator first. Each operation on fractions has its own rule. To add or subtract, we first give the fractions a common denominator. 1/4 plus 1/3 becomes 3/12 plus 4/12, which is 7/12. To multiply, we multiply the tops together and the bottoms together. 2/3 times 3/5 is 6/15, which simplifies to 2/5. To divide, we multiply by the reciprocal, that is, the second fraction flipped over. 3/4 divided by 1/2 becomes 3/4 times 2/1, which is 3/2. With these rules secure, decimals will feel familiar. A decimal is another way to write a fraction, one whose denominator is 10, 100, 1,000, and so on. After the point, the places are tenths, then hundredths, then thousandths. 0.5 means 5/10, which is 1/2. 0.75 means 75 hundredths, which simplifies to 3/4. To add or subtract decimals, we line up the decimal points, so each place sits above its match. 0.5 plus 0.75 is 1.25. From here, percentages are only one short step away. A percentage tells us how many parts there are out of 100. So 75% means 75 out of 100. Shade 3/4 of this circle, and that is exactly 75%. Written as a fraction, it is 75 hundredths. As a decimal, it is 0.75, and as a fraction in simplest form, it is 3/4. To find a percentage of an amount, we multiply by that decimal. 75% of 200 is 0.75 times 200, which is 150. Fraction, decimal, and percentage are 3 faces of the same number. These ideas live well beyond the classroom. Imagine a shop offering 25% off a dress that costs 4,000 francs. A quarter off is 1,000 francs saved, so you pay 3,000. Share 12 mandazi equally among 4 friends, and each receives 3, which is 1/4 of them. Value-added tax in Rwanda is 18%. That is 18 francs of tax for every 100 francs. And a farmer might plant 2/3 of a field with beans and the remaining third with maize. Whenever we share or compare parts of a whole, these three forms appear. Before we practice, let's avoid the traps that catch most learners. First, never add the denominators. 1/2 plus 1/3 is not 2/5. We need a common denominator first. Second, a larger denominator means smaller pieces, so 1/10 is less than 1/2. Third, when comparing decimals, work place by place. 0.5 is greater than 0.45. And finally, a percentage is a part of 100, so 50% means 1/2, not the whole number 50. Keep these in mind and your working will stay accurate. Here is a quick summary of the key ideas. A fraction names equal parts of a whole. Equivalent fractions come from multiplying or dividing top and bottom by the same number. We compare fractions by giving them a common denominator. Adding and subtracting also need a common denominator, while dividing means multiplying by the reciprocal. A decimal is a fraction over 10, 100, or 1,000, and a percentage is a part out of 100. Now let's check how much you remember with 3 quick questions. Here is the first question. Write 6/8 in its simplest form. The highest common factor of 6 and 8 is 2. Dividing top and bottom by 2 gives 3/4. Question 2 combines two forms. What is 1/4 plus 0.5 written as a decimal? 1/4 as a decimal is 0.25. Adding 0.5 gives 0.75. Last question, and this one puts it all together. A jacket costs 5,000 francs with 20% off. What is the new price? 20% of 5,000 is 1,000 francs. Subtracting that discount leaves 4,000 francs. Wonderful work. You can now move between fractions, decimals, and percentages and calculate with each one, a skill you'll use in almost every topic ahead. Take a moment to try a few problems on your own. In Module 3, we'll build on this to explore ratio and proportion. I'll see you there.